5 drivers can win a $1 million bonus if they can cross the finish line first Sunday in the Las Vegas 400. Daytona 500 winner Jeff Gordon is one of the eligible and is going for his $5 million bonus. The first step toward the money, qualifying, is about to unfold. ESPN welcomes you live to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, about to unfold Bud Pole qualifying. All in preparation for Sunday afternoon's Las Vegas 400, which you can see live on ABC at 2:30 Sunday afternoon. It's only the second time that the NASCAR Winston Cup Series has come to the entertainment capital of the world. Here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Here in Las Vegas, success in the high-stakes game of chance can be determined by a flip of the card or a roll of the dice. In NASCAR, success in the weekly high-speed game of chance, you know it as Bud Pole qualifying, is determined solely by a click of the watch. Now, unlike at the tables in town where poor judgment can be overcome by merely trying again, in motorsports there are no mulligans. So for all 52 drivers who will attempt to qualify today, they know it's one chance, one lap, and one car that will capture the Bud Pole for Sunday's Las Vegas 400. But, Bill Weber, at least 2 dozen other drivers will have reason to smile when the day is done.
That's right, Jerry. In just about an hour, 25 guys will know exactly where they are in the starting field for Sunday's Las Vegas 400. Several drivers will go to bed tonight wondering if they're even going to be in the starting field. 2 weeks ago at Rockingham, the difference between racing and watching was half a heartbeat. It could be that way again this weekend. It could be that way every weekend. But one more thing to keep in mind. This Sunday, 10 people have a shot at a $1 million bonus. 5 drivers and 5 lucky fans. There's a lot going on here this week, but there always is in Las Vegas. Now, here's your host for today's NASCAR Winston Cup qualifying, Bob Jenkins.
Thank you very much, Bill. Well, this race was totally dominated by the Fords last year. They swept 13 of the first 14 finishing positions. Benny Parsons, is it going to be that way this year?
Bob, I'm confused. You know, they had a 2-hour practice session for the NASCAR Winston Cup cars just before this qualifying session, and we only find 3 Fords in the top 10 fastest cars, and they're not 3 Fords you normally would see up there. We've got Kenny Irwin, Ted Musgrave, and Ricky Craven.
We'll qualify the top 25 here this afternoon. You can see the cars are lined up on pit road, getting ready to go. And quite a sideshow is underway here. Nellis Air Force Base is just beyond the backstretch here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds are practicing and certainly giving the fans gathered here this afternoon a nice sideshow. As you can see, Jeffrey Bodine is at the front of that line there, ready to be the first out to qualify. We had an incident in the Busch practice a few minutes ago. Jason Jarrett had an engine problem. Bobby Hamilton crashed, and they had to put down some oil dry in the area of turns 1 and 2. So they sent the Busch cars out to kind of soak in that oil dry and get the track completely ready for the Winston Cup qualifying, which is just about to begin. 52 cars and drivers seeking that coveted Bud Pole position. We'll be right back. The best part is our people. Awesome, isn't it, BP?
Man, that is so neat. 4 of those things, wingtip to wingtip, right over the speedway and the Air Force Base, right across the street.
Going a little bit faster than the Winston Cup cars will go here in qualifying just a moment, but let's watch these guys go right by the main grandstand here. And
wow, look at that shot. Man,
that is beautiful. Well, there's some drivers that are going to go for a lot of money here this weekend, and there's also, of course, a lot of money at stake for those in the Bud Shootout in the year 2000. Boy, it seems funny to say that, but here are the 2 drivers who are eligible for the Bud Shootout as a result of the first 2 races of 1999. Jeff Gordon, of course, the winner of the pole position, and Ricky Rudd won the pole position at Rockingham. We'll qualify the top 25 here this afternoon. 26 through 36 will be determined in second round qualifying. Then we will fill positions 37 through 42 with owner points provisionals, and the past champions provisional will round out the field of 43. The record is held by Dale Jarrett at 168.224. And BP, if the practice was any indication, that thing is going to be shattered today.
Yes, that qualifying record that Jared set last year is gone. You know, in the past champions provisionals that we're talking about 1998 owner points, and Ricky Craven, I mentioned, was in the top 10 cars in practice. You know that he has to be he had to be concerned when they left Charlotte, North Carolina, coming to Las Vegas, because he has none of those 1998 owner points to fall back on.
Jerry Punch.
Many will love this interview because it has a lot to do with State Fair corn dogs, but that'll come later, BP. Let's talk to Derek Cope first. Now, DC, what a difference a couple of weeks make. A disappointment at Rockingham, and in practice today, you are 5th quickest in this Pontiac.
Well, we're happy for State Fair corn dogs because it's their first race, and we had a little problem back there at Rockingham, but the car's performing well. We just got to get a good lap in, solid lap, and, you know, we'll see where we end up.
How much was the frustration at Rockingham? I know the team and us were on the same airplane coming out. A lot of guys saying that will not happen to us again, but you guys were so very close in qualifying there.
Well, we were actually a lot better than that, but I think we split a wrist pin and had a piston problem qualifying, and, you know, it just wasn't good enough, and with all the wrecks, and me getting hurt last year, we didn't have enough provisionals, so we were a little better than that, but, you know, you got to take what comes and go on next week.
Hey, good luck in qualifying.
Thank you.
Derek Cope, 5th overall in practice, and boy, people would love to see this car and their owner, Chuck Ryder, maybe get his first win as a Winston Cup owner.
I talked to Chuck Ryder just a moment ago, and he said that at Rockingham, he missed the race by 0.03 of a second, and he lacked 3 points, having enough points to get the last provisional spot.
5 drivers eligible for the Noble 5 $1 million bonus. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Mike Skinner, Kenny Irwin, and Michael Waltrip, the last 2 going for their first shot at the million. And there are fans that will also win $1 million if their respective driver can bring home the money. On the racetrack, we have the first qualifier out there. This is Jeffrey Bodine.
The Power Team Chevrolet, and what a success story this is in 1998. The Joe Bessie team, they have done a terrific job. He has taken the green flag, comes off the corner. Looked like he might have picked up just a little push as he exited the corner, and takes the checkered flag.
He finished 8th at Rockingham 2 weeks ago. That was his best finish since May of last year. At California, he had a very good run here last year at Las Vegas, starting from outside pole. It's just 1 lap of qualifying here this afternoon, so the 52 cars will go rather quickly. Jeffrey Bodine was leading this race with 22 laps to go last year, and then had to stop for fuel. 167.177, a 32.301 for Jeffrey. Jerry?
And one of the guys you're talking about who may have a shot at the Noble 5 on Sunday, Michael Waltrip, in the car in the Phillips Chevrolet. And Mikey, people say change is not good, but for you, change was great. What a beginning in 1999.
Yeah, my guys, man, I just can't say enough for them. The job they've done, the way that they've worked together as a team. We got a late start, Jerry, with our sponsorship deal coming together from Phillips Electronics and Klausner Furniture at a very late date. And Jim Matei was funding us and telling us to go, but we switched from Ford to Chevy. We just had a lot of things piled up against us, but we knew we were working well. We knew we were working smart, and we'd have good cars when the season started. This is a brand new car. We've never run it before, so we're learning about it. It seems to be good so far. Daytona was a smashing success, as you know. Rockingham, we ran top 20 with no brakes, so we're in Vegas looking to cash in.
First win plus $1 million. That'd be a pretty good day for the Waltrip family.
Oh, yeah, that would be really neat. And, you know, my guys on the team are just, they want to get me that first win. You know, they know what I hear all the time and how it goes. And the $1 million, I promise you, and I can tell you this honestly, is secondary. It just be winning a race, and that would be what it's all about.
Well, you can see how bad he wants it, and he came very, very close in Daytona in the big one to begin the year, where he finished 5th. Bob?
And it all will unfold on Sunday afternoon at 2:30 Eastern Time on ABC, the Las Vegas 400. We'll be right back. Speedway, where Steve Park has just crossed the line and completed his qualifying run.
And 32.635 in seconds, average speed 165.467 miles per hour. So both cars so far have slowed down from their practice speed.
Jerry Punch is with Chad Little.
He finished 9th at Daytona and was a part of the 5 Roush team that's finished in the top 10 here a year ago. Chad, great beginning to 1999, but how about the memories of this race a year ago? Pretty awesome for Team Roush.
Yeah, we were all pretty excited about that. I think anytime you can have, you know, five teammates in the top 10 is pretty good. Top 10 is what we shoot for every weekend, and they gave me a great car here this weekend. We got a great motor, and the guys have built a good car, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to do what we need to do.
Can you reverse the order? Maybe you be at the top and put the other guys back toward the bottom of the 10?
You know, I had a discussion with everybody, Jerry, and I told them that's what we needed to do, and they all agreed, so I think I'm in good shape.
Yeah, believe that. Okay, Chad Little, let's check in where Jeffrey Bodine is standing by with Bill.
Well, what'd you think of your lap?
I'm glad it's over with. No, it was pretty darn good, I thought, and is it going to be good enough? I really don't know. The field is so tight here. I've never seen it so close in practice. It was just awesome, and we had a good lap in practice. We ended up like 23rd or 4th. So hopefully this is faster than we practiced, so hopefully that'll help. Maybe some other guys will slow down, and this a little faster speed will put us in the show. But Power Team Chevrolet ran good. It really did. Handled good. Subconsciously, I was thinking about the oil. You know, I got a Busch car, put some oil down in last practice. They let cars run on it, and I don't think it hurt the track any, but I think maybe it hurt up here a little bit. We'll have to wait and see, but we're happy. Beautiful day here in Las Vegas. You haven't lost any money, have you?
Not yet, but you lost the pole because Wally Dallenbach bumped you off it.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Not only did he win the pole, but he also has set a new track record.
Oh, did he? That's a new track record, 32.066, 168.43 for Wally Dallenbach. This is Bobby Hamilton.
Jarrett's old record of 168.224 is no longer. Wally Dallenbach right now has it. Here comes Bobby Hamilton, corner number 4, crossing the line and complete. Whoa, he's almost to the apron.
He was on the apron. He wasn't close to it. He was on the apron of the racetrack.
And he comes up with the second best.
At 32.254 seconds, 167.421 miles per hour.
And Jerry now with Jeff Gordon, who's going for the million, as are 4 other drivers.
It's almost like you own that million. You've won it, what, 3 times in a row and got the Winston million before, so you're going for the 5th bonus of $1 million. That's routine for you, right, though?
Right. I don't know. Not in Las Vegas. You know, those tracks that we've won the million at before are tracks that we've run well at and have had good results. This track we struggled with last year. We qualified halfway decent, and I feel like we're going to qualify halfway decent here today. But we got to get a race set up, you know, down a little bit better, because these Fords seem to be pretty strong when it comes to the race here.
How much will the Busch program help your Winston Cup efforts this weekend?
Well, I think it'll give us a little bit of a direction as to which way the track's going to go. But the Busch cars definitely react different. It's just, you know, nice to have laps and kind of feel around the track to see what's working and what's not. But those cars, with a lack of horsepower, they're much tighter than the Winston Cup cars.
Hey, good luck in the double duty.
All right, thank you.
Jeff Gordon getting ready to qualify. Meanwhile, his teammate is the current pole sitter. Bill?
And that's Wally Dallenbach, and I know you're happy with that.
Yeah, we're real happy with that. The guys did great. We've made gains all day long, and we didn't come here and test, so that's about 2/10 faster than we ran when we made our qualifying run earlier today. So we won't be pitted on the backstretch today.
No, sir. Best of luck Sunday.
Thank you.
By the way, Wally is the highest rank among the Hendrick drivers as we have completed 2 races. He's 9th in points and is in the top 10 for the first time since February of '96. Elliott Sadler is qualified.
Yes, and he ran 32.148, average speed 167.973, puts him on the outside pole currently. And Ward Burton in practice struggling this Caterpillar Pontiac. He's going to pick it up. He was only able to get to 165.5 miles per hour.
Well, he started 3rd here last year and finished in 18th position. Ward Burton did. 5 cars have qualified. Wally Dallenbach, the fastest among them, with Sadler 2nd, followed by Hamilton, Jeffrey Bodine, and Steve Clark, as Ward Burton comes down to the checkered flag again, almost to the apron. And his lap will rate him 3rd fastest.
And he picked it up quite a bit, picked up 2 miles per hour, as a matter of fact. You see the time, 32.232, average speed 167.535 miles per hour. That was a very good 2 miles per hour to pick up in qualifying is a lot. You know those guys are sighing a sigh of relief right now.
We're going to see a very interesting qualifying session if practice is any indication, because the board just kept changing and changing throughout that 2-hour period. At the top was Joe Nemechek for a long time. And who ended up being the fastest? Mike Skinner?
Mike Skinner, yes. And Bobby Labonte. Bobby Labonte is the next to the last car to qualify, and he was the second fastest car in practice, just 5/100ths of a second slower than Skinner.
And here is Derek Cope, who started 9th and finished 31st here a year ago. Now, Derek, as you can see, is carrying the State Fair sign on his car this week. Sarah Lee is the real sponsor of this car, but they're using the various products to promote. Down to Bill Weber.
With Elliott Sadler, you were concerned this morning, but that'll stand up pretty good.
Well, that gets in first day. These guys, I'm sure, going to pull some good laps out, but this Citgo 4's been awesome the whole weekend. I mean, as far as we've been here, and I can't say enough for Mike Beam and Eddie and Lynn Wood. Those three guys have really bent over backwards for me in the last few weeks of rough times we've had, and really have pulled together and gave me a great race car here this weekend, and I think that's going to stand up for the first day, and I think this thing's really going to race good, and just want to get some lap times. All I want to do is finish the race, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in Las Vegas this weekend.
Good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
Elliott Sadler among those chasing Rookie of the Year honors in 1999 as Michael Waltrip comes to the racetrack. You can see again the Noble 5 eligible drivers are designated by the red numbers on the top of their car and the red spoiler in the back and the red air dam in front.
And you saw that Derek Cope was able to bump Elliott Sadler off the front row, puts himself alongside Wally Dallenbach. And again, we heard Michael Waltrip talking about this switched from the Ford Taurus that Jeffrey Bodine used last year with his car, his team, the Phillips team, to run Monte Carlo in 1999.
Michael Waltrip's best qualifying effort this year was at Daytona, where he started 13th and, of course, drove to a 5th place finish, making him eligible for the Noble 5. Michael Waltrip's lap we're waiting for. Here it is.
Whoa, man, oh man.
It's up to 170.
31.735, 170.159. And Mike Skinner, that's about a 10th faster than Skinner ran in his practice session this morning.
Man, what a performance. And he's doing well in terms of points also. Michael Waltrip is currently 7th in the point standings. Last year at this time, he was 23rd. You can see some of the other drivers have also made major gains since 1998. Back in just a moment with more. Full qualifying underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There you see the 9 cars that have qualified so far, led by Michael Waltrip with a 170.159. The track record of Dale Jarrett from last year has been broken. The 91 car of Steve Grissom has just clocked in.
And we see the new sponsor on the car for the next 3 races, Texalise, a uniform company, sponsoring Steve Grissom and Joe Falk. There's his time, 32-180-167-806. Good time for him. That's 5th. Bill Weber.
With Michael Waltrip, that's a lot faster than you were running in practice there, pal.
It was, and I don't know what they did. And
we got names for guys like you in this town.
The team, I told them what I was doing in practice, and I said, I don't care what you do, but this is where I'm hurting. If you could fix it, I could go really fast, I think, because Felix Spottis and Zapco's giving us a great engine. Man, it turned some RPMs with a gear it had in it. And they worked on it, and it stuck, and it went almost really good. I had to back off right here. I got a little higher, or feel like, when you think you might have backed off. Somebody said, what are you thinking about before you qualify? And I said, if you think, you wouldn't do it. You just sit right here. So just went out there with the Phillips Electronics, Klausner Furniture, Sealy, Lucid Technology, Chevrolet, and put a good lap in. So hopefully we'll have a good place to start on Sunday.
Let's see how Gordon does.
Jeff Gordon takes the checkered flag. A rare engine problem from him at Rockingham 2 weeks ago. His first retirement with engine problems since March of '97. And he is second best, but didn't knock Michael off the pole.
No, he's about 0.2 of a second slower than Michael at 31.914. 169.205. And there again, as Bob talked about, the red numbers on the roof, the spoilers, going from $1 million on Sunday, an extra $1 million.
Jerry has more on the Bud Pole qualifying we're seeing here this afternoon.
Bob, we mentioned 52 cars are lined up to qualify, although 3 have been excused as of now, one of which was scheduled to go just a moment ago. That is the Earnhardt car, Goodwrench Chevrolet. In practice this morning, they were having trouble getting the car up to RPMs. Now, his teammate, Mike Skinner, who was fastest overall in the second practice session, was running some great laps. Earnhardt was down about 700 RPMs. They came in after the final session, said we got to change the problem with the motor, so they're working on the engine. They probably will go last in this session. Also, those excused, Busch Gilliland, who has not been on the racetrack, taken to the rear of the line, and also the 89 car of Austin Cameron. But early on, Earnhardt, the one everyone was concerned about, an engine change, he will go late.
Boy, he did struggle in the practice session.
Earnhardt, oh, yeah. Yes, he did. And, you know, I talked to Danny Lawrence, one of the tune-up guys on the engine, and this is a brand-new engine combination for Earnhardt this week. He said they are really going for it this week. They came here for one reason only, to win the race. But obviously that combination, not exactly what they were wanting.
Ken Schrader is third quick with a 32.017, a 168.660. He's third in Winston Cup points and at his highest position in the point standings since Daytona in 1996, 98 races ago. There's Jeff Gordon, who's unstrapping and getting himself out of the car. He fell to 11th in the point standings as a result of his finish at Rockingham. Jerry, meanwhile, is with the current points leader, Mike Skinner.
And fastest in the second session in Winston Cup practice, Mike Skinner, along with leading the points. What a great beginning to 99.
It's been pretty awesome for our Lowe's Chevrolet. And, you know, Richard Childress Racing's been pretty strong the first part of the year. We'll see how it goes after qualifying today. And, you know, we got 2 cars to qualify today. We've got the yellow freight Busch car we're going to try to get into the show and try to get this 31 car a good start in place. And hopefully we'll have a good weekend here at Las Vegas.
Could your first win on American soil come Sunday here and a $1 million bonus with it?
Well, this is the car I won my last race in, so, you know, I don't know about that, but we're going to give it every effort we can and see what happens.
Mike Skinner won with this car in Japan, maybe this Sunday. Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Mike Skinner, Cup point leader and currently fastest in practice, waiting to go out. He's about 7 cars away from his qualifying run. Let's go to Bill Weber.
How was it, Jeff?
It was pretty good. I was a little bit freer than I was earlier, and so I think that hurt me just a tiny bit. Not much. You know, we picked up from what we ran the last lap practice, but I tell you what, Michael Waltrip cut one heck of a lap. That's going to be tough to beat. Somebody's going to have to get, you know, a more perfect lap than he got, I guess.
Good luck Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.
And the most recent to qualify was Terry Labonte.
And we see his time at 31.952, 169.004. That was good enough for a third spot. So 13 cars have now qualified, which is about 1/4 the field. So basically, you ought to be about, to make the top 36, you ought to be about 8th or 9th right now. And Steve Grissom is 8th, and Ward Burton is 9th. As we see Sterling Marlin and the Coors Light, the Chevrolet hit the racetrack.
Started 21st and finished 24th in the inaugural race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in 1998.
And he was 9th fastest in this morning's practice.
Best start so far in 1999 has come at Daytona, where he started in 17th position. Coors Light Chevy comes off the corner. Here's the checkered flag for Sterling Marlin. Becomes our 14th qualifier of the afternoon. We'll qualify the top 25 here this afternoon. And Sterling Marlin is 12th quick.
Boom, man. He will be so disappointed with that time. 32.258, 167.400 miles per hour for Sterling.
As you take a look at the top 14, notice in the top 5, all 3 Hendrick cars, Gordon, Labonte, and Dallenbach. Dale Jarrett among those to qualify when we come back to Las Vegas. Welcome back to Bud Pole qualifying at Las Vegas. There are the top 15. Rich Bickle, the most recent to qualify. And notice he came in at 6th quick. And also notice that the top 5 are Chevys, BP. And although Ford dominated last year, their best is 8th right now.
Yes.
And the Thunderbirds continue to put on quite a show over at Nellis Air Force Base.
I tell you what, you're really mixed right now. You watch the airplanes or the cars qualifying. Hopefully we'll watch the cars qualifying, but it really is hard to turn your eyes away from this. Tony Stewart has just qualified the Home Depot Pontiac. We sit 32.084, 168.308. Currently, that is the 6th fastest time.
Down to Jerry Punch.
They are pushing the Ford Credit Ford of Dale Jarrett in line. He is last year's pole sitter, and DJ turned a 32.10 last year, and already Michael Waltrip has bettered that pole sitting time of a year ago by some 4/10. What a lap by Michael.
Yeah, it was a great lap. A lot of guys turning fast laps, but a great lap by Michael. That's incredibly fast around here, but we're not running very good, so we just hope we can break into the top 25 here.
We saw you struggling in practice. Any idea what it might be? Is it the handling or just grabbing the racetrack?
Yeah, we've just been a little bit on the loose side, or quite a bit loose, and that's a little bit surprising. We didn't have that here when we tested last week. Even though the wind was way up, we didn't get that kind of sensation. So a little bit different today, but we made some changes. Hopefully they'll be the right ones.
Hey, good luck in qualified, DJ.
Thanks a lot, and say hi to my dad. Hope you're feeling better, Dad, and good luck to my girls this weekend. Their gymnastics meet down in Florida.
We echo that for the girls, and we also say hello to Dad Ned Jarrett back home ill in North Carolina. How about Bill with one of the Labonis?
That'd be Terry Labonte, 31.952. That's not bad.
That was a good run for us, and that's a little bit quicker than we practiced. We made a few changes on our Kellogg Chevy there, picked it up a little bit, so we're happy with that.
All 300 cars very impressive here this afternoon.
Yeah, that's good. You know, so there's a lot of good cars left. So there's some good guys left to qualify, but we've been pretty happy with our car since we got here. I think it's an awful good race car, and I think we should race pretty good.
And we'll watch on Sunday.
Okay.
Brett Bodine did pretty good, too, didn't he, Vinny?
He sure did at 32.160, 167.910. Brett Bodine currently in 10th spot. And here was the fastest car in practice, the Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse Chevrolet. And you see, going from $1 million of Winston Noble million, Mike Skinner.
He's also the points leader in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. For the first time in his career, he and Rusty Wallace are the only two drivers with top 10 finishes in both races in 1999. And dating back to last year, he has finished on the lead lap in the last 25, has been running at the finish of the last 25 races. Mike Skinner takes the checker.
That didn't look good. It may be fast, but if it is, he ran a 31.82, and yes, he was at that speed. Outside pole, 31.798, 169.822. Looks like he was a little high down in 3 and 4, but worked out on the outside pole so far.
So he bumps everybody back a notch except the pole sitter, Michael Waltrip, the provisional pole sitter. And right now, Mike Skinner is second, Jeff Gordon is third, and 3 of those are among the 5 going for the No Bull 5. At Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where Ted Musgrave has just run a 33.487, a 161.257. He's the slowest so far, but he almost crashed.
Yeah, you see that nice shiny car there? He's lucky it's nice and shiny, because down at this spot on the racetrack, he got in high, got in the oil dry that's on the racetrack, and just about crashed. Now disappointed. He had run 168.5 in practice, which would be good enough for about the 5th or 6th spot. He could have just run another lap like that, but he was trying, really took it down to turn 1, got a little high. Here we see John Andretti, the STP Pontiac, as he comes off the corner to complete his qualifying run. There we see the top 19 cars that have qualified. Michael Waltrip and Mike Skinner and John Andretti into 5th spot. Another car in the 31-second bracket. He goes 31.971, 168.903 miles per hour.
We'll take a look at what happened to Ted Musgrave up in the 1st and 2nd corners on his qualifying lap. Here he is, and up in the oil dry.
And look at that car. He almost gets it sideways, saves it, and he has no choice but except to take the car up the racetrack, trying to let the bank of the racetrack slow the car down some. Finally, it slowed enough he was able to regain control.
And again, that oil dry is up there because Jason Jarrett had a problem in the closing minutes of the Busch practice. And here is Dale Jarrett.
And I'm sure Ned would want to know that Jason had to look like an engine problem. Did not hit anything, Ned.
And Ned, we wish you were here. Bill, meanwhile, is with Mike Skinner, who's currently 2nd best.
And Mike's smiling, but he's forcing it. Benny said it looked like he got a little loose in 3 and 4. Did you?
Yeah, I kind of wrecked over there, you know. I asked a little bit out of our Lowe's Chevy than it could give today, and it got through 1 and 2 just perfect. And I said, you know, that was awful smooth. I come off the corner and I wasn't jerking the wheel or anything. I said, I think I can just, you know, get a little bit more down here, and I got greedy. Just tried to get a little more out of it than she was willing to give.
All right, that's Mike Skinner. Had a good lap, thought it could be a little bit better. Dale Jarrett, third. Here's Jerry.
All right, last year, Jeremy Mayfield finished 5th here. He finished 5th at Rockingham 2 weeks ago. You're 5th in the points. You got this number 5 down.
Yeah, we need to get a little better than that, though, and hopefully we will today. We've got a good car, and we can just qualify in the top 5 today. We'll be happy on Sunday.
Ford struggling a little bit in qualifying. The top cars right now are Chevys. Does the spoiler make that big a difference?
It makes a little bit. I mean, you know, last year everybody said, oh, it's a Ford track, but I don't think it was. I think we just kind of all hit it on the same day and a little different this time.
What can you run? What kind of time are we talking about for qualifying?
I'm hoping we can get somewhere in the 31s. We can do that. That'll get us in the top 3 or 4 somewhere, and, you know, that's all we can ask for today.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
Jeremy Mayfield hoping to get under 32 seconds for his lap of qualifying.
Right now we have 6 cars under 32 seconds. John Andretti is in 6th spot, and he ran 31.97. Here we see Bill Elliott, the McDonald's Ford.
And he really struggled in the early part of the practice, rather. You hardly saw his name up in the top 45, but he did go okay in the late stages.
Yes, he was 18th fastest overall, and he has completed his qualifying run. What did Elliott do?
Yeah.
Great, up to 6th spot. Another car in the 31 second, 31.966, 168.929 miles per hour.
Bill Elliott currently 6th fastest. It's Michael Waltrip and Mike Skinner currently on the front row with a lot more cars to qualify at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. In Las Vegas at 4 o'clock on the Deuce tomorrow, it's the Samstown 300 for the NASCAR Busch Series. Happy hours on at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and then RPM tonight at 10 o'clock. And we will continue our coverage on Sunday. RPM today at 1:30. NASCAR today at 2 o'clock. The Las Vegas 400 will be live at 2:30 on ABC. And then RPM tonight wraps everything up at 9 o'clock Sunday night on the Deuce. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. All right, let's run down now the activity so far. 24 have qualified. Here are the top 15.
And we see Jarrett in 3rd spot, Bill Elliott in 6th, the Fords. John Andretti is the top Pontiac in 7th spot. We see a couple of qualifiers we missed. Robert Presley back in 21st spot at 167.069, and Ernie Irvin. I'm sure those guys, the M&M's guys, are disappointed. 166.667, all that he could speed he could muster.
Bill is with John Andretti.
7th fastest so far and the fastest Pontiac, but you said you left a little bit out there.
Yeah, typically I almost crashed, and I didn't then, so, you know, I figure I left a little bit out there. Robbie Loomis did a great job on the car because we didn't unload that quick, and last year we didn't qualify very good here, but we raced real well, so hopefully we can race real well again. But no, I didn't even get close to hitting anything, so I left a little bit out there.
So you got to be close to hitting something to have a good lap, is what you're saying.
Well, you got to come in with a little bit of tremble, otherwise, no, you didn't do your job. So don't tell the king, but you know, because I'll tell him I did my best, and which I did, just wasn't enough.
Good luck Sunday.
Thanks.
That's John Andretti. Here's Jerry.
Dale Earnhardt's Goodrich Chevrolet has been pushed out of the garage area in line to qualify him with Kevin Hamlin, crew chief, and Bobby Hutchins, team managers. They buckle Earnhardt into the seat. Kevin, what happened a moment ago? You had to make an engine change?
We've been a little off on RPMs compared to the 31 car all weekend, so we went through the engine and checked the valve lash, found a couple valves a little loose. So we decided just to be on the safe side, go ahead and change it. Maybe it'll be a positive.
All right, the different engine. Let's check about the car here. They have a brand new race car. Bobby Hutchins, you're the team manager, and you designed these cars. A new car, you've been battling a loose condition all morning.
Yeah, we've had a little problem in the center corner being a little loose, you know, when we get in there, and then when we get in the gas, it's tight. So kind of had a weird condition right in the very center of the corner.
Wise to bring a new car out, or did you want to bring this car here to Vegas?
Yeah, we wanted to bring it here. We booked it especially for this race.
All right, Bobby Hutchins and Kevin Hamlin from the Goodrich team as Kyle Petty takes the flag.
And we have now qualified 26 cars. So did Ted Musgrave get bumped? Yes, he did. But Kyle is 22nd fastest.
You see his time 32.331, 167.022 miles per hour.
And we missed Jimmy Spencer, who was at 166.266 and has now been bumped down to 24th fastest. Jeremy Mayfield will be the next to qualify.
And He told Jerry Busch, he felt like if he could get in the 31-second bracket, he'd be in the top 5. Well, that's not going to work right now. If he just barely gets in, he would be the 8th fastest car.
Jeremy had a good run here last year. Remember, he was penalized for loose lug nuts during the race, but still came back to finish in 5th position. Michael Waltrip has set the mark at 31.735, a 170.15 minute.
Well, that was a good corner up here. Sometimes when they go through the corner that good, they're actually slow because you just aren't up to speed enough. But that looked like an awfully good corner. This looks like a good corner as well. And right up against that outside retaining wall, letting the car go up, drift up slowly. Now he comes down to the start-finish line. Almost brushes the apron right at the clock that times the car during the qualifying run. What did he do?
Good run.
Good run. Solidly in the 31-second bracket. It's 31.856, 169.513 miles per hour.
So he moves Dale Jarrett and everyone else back a notch. Jarrett is currently 4th quick, and Jeff Gordon now is 5th fastest. As the number 3 car of Dale Earnhardt moves on to the racetrack. He was the only GM driver, in this case a Chevy, to finish in the top 10 in last year's race here at Las Vegas. As we indicated, Ford took 13 of the top 14 finishing positions.
Watch Earnhardt in his qualifying run. Down in turn 3, it looked like he still had that same problem with the car getting loose in the middle. Bobby Hutchins was talking about right there, the car getting a little bit loose. What happens when Earnhardt turns the wheel, the back end wants to come around, he has to turn the car back to the right to go up the bank to slow the car down. And it looks like he still has some of that problem. We watch now as he goes down the corner right there. He's going to turn the steering wheel. That time he didn't kick out too badly, so maybe they have helped that problem he was talking about.
Checkered flag for Dale Earnhardt. He becomes the 28th qualifier. Jimmy Spencer is on the bubble at the bottom of your screen in 25th position. Dale Earnhardt didn't make it.
Back to 26th fastest at 32.587, 165.710. And you know they're already huddling over in the Richard Childress camp with the Earnhardt crew.
Well, let's update you on the drivers that will be going for the Noble $1 million bonus. On Sunday, Dale Earnhardt, 26th fastest, Gordon 5th, Skinner 2nd, and Waltrip the pole sitter right now. Bud Pole qualifying underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for Sunday's Las Vegas 400. Championship week continues tonight at 7 o'clock on the Deuce with the ACC quarterfinal game between number 15 North Carolina and Georgia Tech. The last time these two teams met in postseason action, the Yellow Jackets upset the Tar Heels in the '93 ACC championship game. The winner will meet Maryland because Maryland beat Florida State earlier. That's at 7 o'clock tonight on the Deuce. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
How about this? Ricky Craven has moved into the 3rd spot at 31.838, 169.609 miles per hour. As you see, the top 15 qualifiers.
38 have broken the track record here today. 13 have broken the track record so far here today. Now we show you the remainder of those who have qualified. Ron Burns clocked in with a 156.685 and is the slowest of the 30 who have qualified. But on the bubble now is Ernie Irvan with a 166.667. Here's David Green.
Kodiak Chevrolet comes down, completes his qualifying run, and he will be good in the 14th spot, 32.124, 168.099 miles per hour. And that will bump the 36 car of Ernie Irvan. Now Kyle Petty is on the bubble. Bill Weber.
Well, last year, Jeremy Mayfield passed everybody in this field twice, I think. You still didn't win, but you got a good lap here.
Well, this year we got a better starting spot, too. You know, last year we come here struggled really bad and had to work our way towards the front and had another bad stop and got us back up to the front. So this year we're starting up front, and that's what we needed. You know, we knew we had a good car and come here and hopefully that gets in top 10.
Okay, good luck. Keep an eye on the track, see how that Rusty guy does.
Thank you.
Teammate Rusty Wallace on the racetrack, taking the green flag, beginning his run. He and Mike Skinner, the only two with top 10 finishes in the first two races of 1999. Finished third here in 98 and was the points leader at this time last year.
Now he has stayed closer to the white line as he exited turn 2 than any driver I've seen so far. Most of the guys, as you get in the middle of the corner, they start driving out to the wall almost immediately. Rusty's staying right down next to that white line. Watch as he comes off the corner. We haven't seen anyone come off the corner this tight in the middle of the racetrack. Is that a good line for qualifying? We'll soon find out.
Rusty Wallace qualifies for the Las Vegas 400. How'd he do? Not well, all the way down to 24th.
Wow. 32, 312, 167.121. Man, that really is a surprise. Oh, I see. Oh, he had to, I'm sure the wall, when he got that close, that he had to back off the throttle, and that probably cost him that third of a second that he needed.
Came awfully close to hitting that wall going into turn number 1, and it's resulted in Rusty Wallace with the 24th fastest to this point. Here is Jeff Burton next out to qualify, who you'll recall was penalized last year for speeding on pit road, but still came back to finish in second position.
He really had a great race car last year. He and his teammate Mark Martin.
He's also the driver who has led the most laps in 1999 so far. Has led 38% of the laps, those coming at Rockingham, where he led 228 circuits.
He comes off the corner. He's completing his qualifying run right now. Robert Presley's on the bubble. Kyle Petty's been bumped out of the top 25. Did Burton do it? Let's see.
Yes, he did.
In 12th spot, 32.072, 168.371. Bill Weber.
With Ricky Craven, who's all smiles. You've had a good day here in Vegas.
We've really had a wonderful week here. A smart move by Mike and the guys to decide to come out here today early. I didn't run that well last year, so I needed some track time, and it paid off. But, gosh, what an effort by the team. The engine department gave me a horse, and this thing's awesome. I want another one just like it. The Fab Shop built me a brand-new car, and this thing drives great, and I'm having fun. You know, this is really quite an effort for a team that's only run 3 races, or 2 races on Friday.
Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go down with the Jerry Punch and check on one of these $1 million guys.
All right, Doug Reichert, the crew chief for Kenny Irwin on the clocks right now. And Kenny Irwin, the fastest Ford in practice this morning. Doug is actually watching the run on the big screens here in the infield of Las Vegas. And, Doug, your prediction was maybe a 31.70?
Well, I would like to run a 72 right now. 73 is fast time, but Texaco Haviland Ford's really doing well. We unloaded well. And I guess the biggest fear we have is always backing up from a real good run off the truck. So let's see. You just crossed the line. I hope for the best.
What was it, guys?
All right, Jerry. Let's see. No, 31.893, 169.316. Good number 6 spot.
Michael Waltrip hangs on to that pole as we continue to qualify. There's the big screen that Doug was watching when Kenny was out there on the racetrack.
And I think Kenny Irwin had the same exact problem that Mike Skinner had. Up in turns 3 and 4, right in the middle of the corner, when you turn that steering wheel and jump back in the throttle, I think the car just unhooked for a little bit, got a little bit loose, and he had to squeeze out of the throttle to maintain control. And I think that cost him.
There you see the line of cars still waiting to go out. There is Mark Martin, the defending champion of the race, who has yet to go out and is the most recent winner in NASCAR Winston Cup competition 2 weeks ago at Rockingham. Here's the number 90 car of Stanton Barrett.
Stanton Barrett is driving for Junie Donlevy this weekend. It's off turn 2. He struggled in practice. He's got to pick it up. Jeffrey Bodine right now has a car on the bubble. Rusty Wallace has been bumped.
Jeffrey was the first driver to qualify, and his speed is 167.177. Let's see if Stanton Barrett can knock him back into the non-qualifiers for first round. And he will not do it, dropping down to 31st.
At 32, 555, 165, 873.
Still Michael Waltrip and Mike Skinner on the front row with Ricky Craven and Jeremy Mayfield in row 2. Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch back at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Bud pole qualifying underway. Right now, it's Michael Waltrip who has the provisional pole position with Mike Skinner alongside. Michael above 170 miles an hour there, the top 15. And so far, Bickle's 168.282 is better than last year's track record. The most recent to qualify with the yellow arrow there on the right, Johnny Benson, 18th fastest at 167.973.
Also had 7 other cars. We see 50 car has just taken the checkered flag. That's Ron Hornaday, the 1998 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion, and he was 30th fastest at 32.349, 166.929. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series cranks up their season not too long. March, 27th down in Homestead, Florida.
Now on the bubble is Sterling Marlin as the 19 car. Tom Hubert comes onto the racetrack. Don't count this guy out because he was very impressive in practice.
Yes, he was. This is Kurt Rourke's car. That campaigned the truck, the Pennzoil truck in the Craftsman Truck Series the last couple of years with Tony Raines. Not able to put anything together, so they have Bradford White as a sponsor, and Tom Hubert, the shop foreman, has brought the car and attempted to qualify for the Las Vegas 400.
Hubert made 2 races last year in Winston Cup competition, qualified 20th at Watkins Glen, 10th at Sears Point, finished 36th and 41st respectively.
Hey!
In those races, I told you.
Check this out on the outside, pole 31, 767, 169.988. Wow. Are they rejoicing at the Hubert household or what?
Boy, that was a very, very good run. He loves it when the Winston Cup cars come to the West. Meanwhile, Jerry's down by the Joe Nemechek car.
Front row Joe was second fastest in practice today. And Joe, can you beat a 31.73?
That's going to be hard to beat, but tell you what, our Bell South Chevy's running really good, and I think we're going to have a good lap. You know, we've run good here in the past. Michael just pulled off an awesome lap, so if I can stay focused on what I got to do, maybe we'll have a shot.
All right, Joe Nemechek, next car to go out. It's his engine builder to put the motor in Michael Waltrip's car. Maybe it's an omen for Joe Nemechek. Let's go to Bill Weber.
With Rusty Wallace, who's able to smile, but I know you're not very happy. What happened, Rusty?
I don't know. I think that in turn 1, I just got the car. I used a little too much brake down there, and I've been having a little problem with that all day long. It's just real sensitive to how much brake I use down there. I tried not to use any, but I think I got the car stopped too much down there, and just lost all its momentum. It felt like it handled really good, and I was real surprised how slow it ran. I thought it ran a lot quicker than that. Here were 12th in practice and ran at 32.12. I thought I could get it in the 31s pretty easy. But boy, when it ran at 32.30, I was blown away. So we're just working the chassis setup right now, get ready for the race.
Got your work cut out for you now on Sunday, don't you?
That's a long way to go, but we're used to pit crew now a little bit.
Kevin LePage is qualified at 32.019, 168.650, currently in 13th position. Now, BP, this is what Rusty was talking about, and you wouldn't think that just a momentary lift would ruin the momentum, but when you're talking about hundreds or thousands of seconds, it's a long way.
Yeah, we see he's going right against the wall, but here, and that probably caused him to get on the brakes a little bit harder. He talked about, and I talked about during his qualifying run, how low he was on the white line around the racetrack. And the car, as he said, felt great, but unfortunately it was just not fast. Right now, the Bobby Hamilton has been bumped, Sterling Marlin's been bumped, Jeffrey Bodine has been bumped, Chad Little is now the car on the bubble. Time to beat, to qualify right now, 167.509 miles per hour.
And Nemechek was very good in the practice.
Yes, he was. He was 3rd fastest in the last practice session. 2nd in the first one. Here he comes off the corner, right up against that wall. What did he do?
The suspense is killing me. Second!
Oh.
And again, above 170 miles an hour, he joins Michael Waltrip as the 2 above 170. It's a 31.751, 170.073, and front row Joe might have a front row starting position Sunday afternoon. Mark Martin is coming around for the checkered flag to complete his run. Is he going to knock Michael Waltrip off his 3rd career pole position? Let's see how Mark did. He wasn't all that fast in practice, But in qualifying, he is 11th.
And he's inside that 31-second barrier, 31.957, 168.977. Ward Burton's been bumped. Chad Little, and now the 91 car of Steve Grissom on the bubble. Bill Weber, you must have a happy bunch around you.
Yeah, they're pretty excited down here, and here's Mr. Excitement himself, stealing the name from Jimmy Spencer, of course. Tom Hubert, great lap for you.
Yeah, the Bradford White Ford Taurus was good. It's been pretty frustrating up to this time, just wondering. We had good practice, so that took a little bit off, but you never know when it comes down to the final lap, what you got. But Pro Motor gave us a good motor, and Kurt and everybody at Ford Motorsports gave me a good car, and we just hit the marks. And that was.
Tell me about your lap.
Well, we knew if we found out testing and missed the mark just by a little bit, and it costs you a lot. Our biggest deal was getting in one and just letting it roll through the middle, and kind of babied the gas a little more than I should have. But once I got through there, I knew we were pretty good, so I just kind of got it into 3 the best I could, just to not to hurt anything, So no, this is a great deal. We just now we got the morning practice, try to get ready for the race, and 267 laps is going to be pretty tough. So. We're pretty excited.
Okay, keep smiling and stay excited, okay?
All right, thanks.
Tom Hubert currently is 3rd. 20th fastest is Rick Mast with a 32.091, a 168.271. Well, Sunday at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN Speed World, more racing from Daytona. Yes, Daytona, except this time it's the Superbikes, the Daytona 200. Scott Russell looks to make it another exciting bike week, going for his 3rd consecutive win. The Daytona 200 Sunday at 5:30 Eastern Time on the Deuce. For more, log on to ESPN, part of the Go Network, go.com. All right, we have qualified 43 cars so far. Brett Bodine is now on the bubble with Michael Waltrip still hanging on to the pole position, and here is Kenny Wallace.
The Square D Chevrolet, part of the Andy Petrie team in 1999, teammate to Kenny Schrader. Right now, Brett Bodine on the bubble, time to beat to qualify in the top 25, 167.910 as Kenny Wallace come by. He completes his qualifying run.
He started in 13th position here last year in the inaugural event at Las Vegas Motor Speedway and knocks Brett Bodine off, but puts himself on the bubble.
At 32, 154, 167.942.
Bill Weber is with Joe Nemechek.
And the only reason Joe qualified well is because you needed to say hi to your son, who you haven't seen, because for the last 2 weeks, everybody says they're off weeks. You've been doing nothing but testing, but it worked out here for you, didn't it?
Oh, awesome. Yes, we were here last week with the Busch car testing early in the week, and got to say hello to John Hunter, and hey, we miss you. We'll see you soon. But today was a good day. We were fast in practice. Our Bell South Chevy was awesome. Goodyear's got a new tire here. The thing's really awesome, and if I would have stepped on the gas a little quicker, we'd be on the pole, but I didn't. So, we're on the outside. Michael's got a Sapco motor in there, and we're excited. We're going to have a good race car.
All right, we'll see you Sunday. Best of luck.
Okay, see you.
Jerry Punch.
Jerry Nadeau on the racetrack, and he's got a brand new color scheme this weekend here at Las Vegas. Black and blue, instead of just a black and purple on the NWO WCW car. Now, yesterday, prior to Winston West qualifying, Nadeau had his toenail ripped out. That was by design. He had an ingrown toenail. He ripped his toenail out about a half an hour before qualifying. He put his car on the pole. The crew wanted to rip a second one out today prior to qualifying. He said, no way. I think we're quick enough for the top 10. Guys, how'd he do?
Well, we're anxiously awaiting. He did very well in the practice, and Jerry Nadeau is 7th quick. Hey, good one.
Yes, at 31, 886, 169.353. So, Kenny Wallace has been bumped, and now Johnny Benson, the car on the bubble in 25th spot.
The WCW NWO car, qualified by Jerry Nadeau. We understand that Bill Goldberg, who is the champion of the WCW, is going to be the grand marshal of our race next Sunday at Atlanta.
Oh, you would know about that, wouldn't you?
You betcha. Here's Dave Marcus.
And Dave Marcus' speed in practice this morning was going to be right on the bubble. So let's see if he can pick it up. He's got to pick up probably about 1500ths of a second. Folks, that's all, just 1500ths of a second.
Still to qualify, Bobby Labonte and the pole sitter last 2 weeks ago in Rockingham, Ricky Rudd, although Ricky did not have a real good run in the practice earlier today. And here is Dave Marcus down in turns 3 and 4, coming onto the tri-oval. Johnny Benson, the 25th fastest at the moment, with Michael Waltrip at the other end of the scale. And we'll see where Marcus falls in.
So there we go down the top. No, he will be down in 44th. 32.718. 165.05.047. Instead of picking up those few hundredths of a second, he slowed down a 2 or 3 tenths.
Well, don't go away. We have more qualifiers to go, right, Jerry Punch?
All right, Bobby Labonte, the Interstate Batteries Pontiac, 2 cars away from qualifying. Bobby, a great run at Rockingham, 4th in the points here. Got a shot at it. You were awfully good in practice.
Yeah, we were pretty good. Better than I thought we'd be. We just got to do it again, you know, and guys picked it up a little bit, so hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing.
We figured out what Michael Waltrip did. He got a draft off the Thunderbirds coming off of turn 2. Can you get a little help?
I think they're done playing now, so I don't know if I can get any help or not.
All right, the Thunderbirds wouldn't help a Pontiac anyway. They're a different car, a makeup car, or an airplane, or whatever. Bob?
Labonte second quick in practice at 31.871 and 169.433. Here is Ricky Rudd, a Rockingham pole sitter.
Completing his qualifying run, he comes off the corner, takes the checkered flag right now. Benson 167.973, the time to beat. Did Rudd do it in the tied ride?
He will not win his second Bud pole in a row, and he will go to 32nd.
At 32.258, 167.400.
Just about 3 or 4 more cars to qualify. Michael Waltrip sweating it out as Darrell Waltrip goes onto the racetrack.
DW teammate to Jimmy Spencer this year, and right now Spencer's qualified back in the 41st spot, so I don't know what that says about how well Darrell's going to do.
Darrell and the number 90 car have used 2 provisionals so far in 1999 to get into the races that we run. We understand that Michael Waltrip is watching in the trailer right now, probably a little bit nervous, wouldn't you say?
No, Mikey, you're not nervous, are you? No, not Mikey. Watch this on TV as Darrell completes his qualifying run. And what will Darrell do? Will he break that top 25? No, 164 only. 46 slower than Spencer. 32.787, 164.699 miles per hour. Now, here's the guy that Mikey is worried about. He's concerned about Bobby Labonte, the Interstate Batteries Pontiac, second fastest in the practice this afternoon, this morning.
It's been since 1991 that Michael Waltrip won a pole position. He has 2 in his career. Both of them came in 91. Let's see what Bobby Labonte can do, who has 13 pole positions in his NASCAR Winston Cup career. Bobby started 11th and finished 19th last year here in Las Vegas. His best start in 1999 came at Daytona. He lined up on the inside of row number 2.
Because he won his 125-mile qualifying race. Yep. So far, the lap looks good, Mikey. Right on the bottom of the racetrack, coming off the corner, lets it drift up. It's going to be a good lap. It looks like a good lap. Checkered flag wave.
Did Bobby Labonte knock Michael Waltrip off the pole position for Sunday's Las Vegas 400? Yes! Oh,
Mikey, I'm man. 31.645, 170.643.
Well, gave it a good try, Michael Waltrip, and of course the big thing is Sunday afternoon. So if you can win the race on Sunday afternoon, you'll put a lot of money in your pocket.
So Johnny Benson's been bumped. Now Elliott Sadler, the set-go Ford Thunderbird in Ford Taurus, I'm sorry, is back in 25th spot. Time to beat 167.973 miles per hour.
Down to Bill Weber.
I'm glad to see you're still smiling. I know you're disappointed.
I'm a little disappointed, but, man, I'm just so happy. I mean, the happiness of what this team's accomplished and what we're all about and what we're doing far outweighs any disappointment. We knew Bobby had a real shot at beating us, and after going out 6th or 7th and then setting through 40-some cars, it's a little disappointing because you get your hopes up. But nevertheless, if you had told me before I qualified I'd either run a 73, I would have had to say it. Was that a 32.73 or a 31.73? So just thank God for a great team and a bunch of good morale.
How well can you race here, Michael?
Well, we come here thinking we could qualify well, but Bill, kind of like I told you at Rockingham, we don't have a whole lot to base it on right now. We were confident that we would be competitive at Rockingham, and we were. We weren't as good as we needed to be. Felt like when we come here we'd be better yet. So we're getting a great starting spot, and we ran well in the race here last year, so we have every reason to think that we'll be a contender, and there's a man in the stands that stands to win $1 million too. So our goal as a team was just to make him sit in his seat till the race was over and figure out whether he was going to win it or not.
Okay, best of luck, and thanks for coming out and talking to us.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Michael Waltrip looking for his first NASCAR Winston Cup victory on Sunday afternoon. Butch Gilliland, the 1997 Winston West champion, has just qualified 47th quickest with a 32.781, a 164.730. Butch did compete in one NASCAR Winston Cup race last year at Sears Point. He started 40th and finished 24th.
Last car to go out and qualify, Jeff Davis, another NASCAR Winston West competitor. Since the Winston Cup cars come to the West, he decided, what the heck, I'll try to run this Winston Cup, guys, see what it's all about. So he will go out and attempt qualifying. So he's picked up some sponsorship from Bojangles. I'm sorry, that's Big Daddy. That's barbecue sauce.
Yeah. 25th fastest right now is Elliott Sadler, so he has only one more qualifier to sweat out, so to speak. Elliott in at a 167.973. Jeff Davis, originally from the Midwest. As a matter of fact, he grew up in Carmel, Indiana, not too far from where I live, and his mom is a school teacher there.
He's way out. Yeah, too high. When you see the dust flap, the oil dry flap, you know that these cars are just a little bit too high and down in the corner, so that will have a drastic effect on his qualifying run. Probably will put the doomsday to his qualifying attempt.
Here he comes to the checkered flag to close out Bud Pool qualifying for Las Vegas. Jeff Davis will come in with the 50th best time.
Only 160 miles per hour. 33.724, 160.123. So, mark it down. Bobby Labonte becomes the third Bud Pole qualifier for next year's Bud Shootout.
And a lot of media around him getting the interview, and we will talk with him when we come back. Bobby Labonte wins the 14th pole of his NASCAR Winston Cup career. ATVs, if you're going to ride the best. Polaris. Bobby Labonte will start from pole position Sunday afternoon. Here's Bill Weber.
Well, Michael Waltrip's not very happy, but I know you're thrilled with that. Congratulations.
Thank you. I tell you what, these guys did a great job today. We didn't even hardly mess with the car, but just a little bit. And usually those days don't come around very often. You know, I'm usually swapping a lot of springs and shocks, stuff like that. But today we really didn't do a lot. We tested out here in January, and we didn't try no qualifying runs. But you know, the package we had in today was really good. And these guys, again, the crew did a great job. The motor worked really good. Everything just went real smooth today, and we were all pretty happy about it before qualifying, just knowing that we didn't have a day like we did last year here where we struggled, and we ended up 10th qualifying 10th last year, but we don't know how we did it.
Well, if you just kept throwing things at it and you didn't test the qualifying lap, where'd that come from?
Well, we tested, we just had a good package, you know, and I think that we've got that good so that hopefully it'll stay with us. Now, it's not every day this is going to happen, but, you know, again, we're just happy that we're able to to qualify well. We didn't think we'd be on the pole. We thought that Michael and those guys run a pretty fast lap, and not really knowing exactly that we can do that, but we felt confident we were going to be in the top 10, but we weren't sure yet even at that. But the car worked really good qualifying. It stuck really good, had a lot of grip on it, on the tires, and we just feel like we felt like we had a good lap going, but we didn't realize what it was going to be until it was over with.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Bobby Labonte leads them to the green flag here on Sunday.
And the Busch Shootout at Daytona next February now has 3 competitors. Ricky Rudd, Jeff Gordon, and Bobby Labonte, who wins the pole here in Las Vegas. We'll run down the qualifying when we come back. Is where Bobby Labonte will start from pole Sunday. Michael Waltrip alongside. Great run by Tom Hubert, Ricky Craven, and several others here in the top 15.
Yes, John Andretti will start from the 15th spot. Now 16 through 30. Only 25 cars qualified today. Only 25 cars are locked in, I should say. Elliott Sadler, the last car to qualify. Benson, Wallace, Brett Bodine, Grissom, Ward Burton. We'll have to worry about either standing on this time, using this time, or requalifying tomorrow as we check out 31 through 45. See Chad Little now. 36 cars is all will qualify. Jeffrey Bodine will obviously have to reattempt qualifying because he doesn't have any provisional to fall back on. Just one guy beats him, and he will go home.
And Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt even qualifying back of him. And rolling out onto the racetrack now as we are underway with Busch qualifying is Jeff Gordon. Yes, Jeff Gordon will be qualifying for the Busch race tomorrow afternoon, which you can see live at 4 o'clock on the Deuce. It's the Samstown 300 for the NASCAR Busch Series. And 9 o'clock we'll have happy hour, the last practice for the Winston Cup division. And then RPM tonight at 10 o'clock tomorrow night on the Deuce.
Jeff Gordon, first time he's been in a NASCAR Busch Series race since, I think, 1992. It's almost like coming back home again. Green flag off. He's off and running.
And you know that it's going to put several more thousand people in the stands for tomorrow's race, and will also cause more people to watch the television tomorrow afternoon to watch our coverage as Jeff Gordon returns to the Busch Series in the car that he and his wife Brooke own.
That Ray Evernham and Brooke own. Jeff says, I'm not an owner in this car. Jeff Krogh is qualified 33.212. Let's see what Jeff Gordon is able to do. In his practice sessions, he's currently been in the top 5 in practice.
RPM tonight will be coming up in a few minutes, and we will be updating you on what's going on. Now, they run 2 laps in Busch qualifying. His first lap was 33.075, a 163.265, and right now he is faster than the first qualifier. Here he comes off of corner number 4, about to complete the 2-lap run.
163.265 his first lap. His second lap will be faster yet.
Oh, yeah.
32.662, 165.330 for Jeff Gordon, qualifying for the Samstown 3.